Our story begins much like a fairy tale in a peaceful green village bordered by a mysterious forest. Deep within this forest was the Crystal River, a sparkling river whose water was as clear as a mirror. At the edge of the village, in a small, rundown hut, lived a young man named Jack. Jack was a woodcutter. Every morning he would set out with an old iron axe on his shoulder. He worked hard all day, cutting wood and selling it at the market. The little money he earned was just enough to run his household. But Jack didn't live alone. He lived with his little sister, Lilly, who had been suffering from a serious illness for a long time. Her treatment required a lot of money, but for Jack, saving that much was like a dream. His only valuable possession was that old iron axe. It was his livelihood and his only hope for saving his sister. One day, Jack promised himself he would work even harder. With this determination, he went deeper into the forest and began chopping a branch from a huge tree near the Crystal River. He was so focused on his work that suddenly his sweaty hand slipped and his axe flew out of his grasp, falling deep into the river's water. And from that moment, a new, sad chapter began in his life. The river's current was very strong, and more importantly, Jack didn't know how to swim. Having lost his only means of survival, Jack sat on the riverbank and began to cry his heart out. It felt as if the very air in the forest grew heavy with his sorrow. Suddenly, something incredible, something magical happened. The river's water became still, and a swirling pillar of light rose from the middle of it, forming a figure. She was no ordinary water fairy. She was the ancient spirit of this river, a guardian. She approached Jack and asked in a voice as sweet as the river's flow, "Young man, why are you crying? What has happened?" Although he was scared, Jack told her his whole sad story. The spirit listened quietly and then said, "I have heard of your honesty, Jack, but today I want to test your heart." With those words, she disappeared into the water. A few moments later, when she reappeared, she was holding an axe made of pure, shining gold. She asked Jack, "Is this your axe?" For a moment, Jack's heart filled with hope. Selling this axe would pay for all of Lily's treatments, and they would never have to worry about money again. But his conscience immediately stopped him. He lowered his head and said, "No, Great Spirit, that is not mine. My axe was a simple one, made of iron." The river spirit smiled. She dove back into the water and this time came up with an incredibly beautiful axe studded with diamonds and jewels. "Then surely this one is yours?" she asked. This axe was even more valuable than the golden one. Jack's heart was pounding, but he knew that a lie might bring temporary relief, but would lead to a lifetime of regret. Once again, he politely said, "No, that is not mine either." Now, the river spirit's face lit up with the divine glow. She was truly impressed by his honesty. She dove one last time and returned with Jack's old rusted iron axe. The moment Jack saw it, his face lit up with joy, and he almost shouted, "Yes, yes, that's my axe!" The river spirit then said, "Jack, this river has seen the greed of many humans, but I have rarely seen a heart as honest as yours. You will surely receive the reward for your honesty." With that, she handed Jack his iron axe, and as a gift, she also gave him the golden axe and the diamond-studded axe. And just like that, with the reward for his honesty, Jack's fortune turned around completely. He became a living example of someone who went from rags to riches. He sold one of the expensive axes and arranged for the best doctor in the city for his sister Lilly. Very soon, Lilly made a full recovery. But friends, this educational story doesn't end here. In Jack's village lived a man named Marcus. He was that greedy woodcutter who couldn't stand to see Jack's good fortune. He followed Jack and found out exactly what had happened. The very next day, Marcus took his own axe to the riverbank, intentionally threw it into the water, and started to pretend to cry. Hearing his cries, the river spirit appeared and directly showed him the golden axe and asked, "Is this yours?" Marcus couldn't contain his greed and shouted, "Yes, yes, that's the one!" Hearing his lie, the spirit's calm face turned stern. She said in a deep voice, "Liar, your heart is full of greed." As soon as she said this, the golden axe in Marcus's hand turned into a heavy black stone, and he lost his own iron axe forever. So friends, what did we learn from this? Jack's honesty brought him everything back, while Marcus's greed cost him everything. If today's story has touched your heart even a little, please give this video a big thumbs up. And to hear more beautiful stories like this in the future, make sure you subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Everyone, please take care.